A 1977 study said building houses on Venus Bay never should have occurred, as it was built on salt marsh and was vulnerable to flooding. The study from the Conservation Council of Victoria suggested the state government buy back empty blocks and restore the land to salt marsh and mangroves. The advice went unheeded at the time, and development continued. Now, nearly 5 decades on, South Gippsland Council has endorsed a plan that might save the town from isolation. At their last council meeting on November 26, South Gippsland Council unanimously voted to endorse and send the state government a feasibility study which looked into restoring 324 hectares of Venus Bay Peninsula's farmland to salt marsh and mangroves. South Gippsland councillor Sarah Gilligan told me modelling showed restoration of the peninsula's salt marsh and mangroves could protect the town against flooding during severe weather events. Venus Bay's sole access road is prone to flooding, so it's hoped that the revegetated salt marsh and mangroves will suck up some of that water inundation and extend the life of the road, as well as prevent it from flooding more frequently. The report also investigated how restoring the salt marsh slowly over the next 30 to 35 years could increase the biodiversity in Venus Bay, and the salt marsh and mangroves could act as a carbon sink to absorb pollution from the atmosphere. Studies have indicated that salt marsh is an extremely effective carbon sink, holding more carbon pollution from the atmosphere than some rainforests. Gilligan told me mangroves and salt marsh are a fantastic way of absorbing storm surges. It's a natural way of building a wall. But how do you restore a wetland? Well, mangroves and salt marsh are communities of plants that grow on the foreshores of coastal lakes and estuaries. They thrive in salty conditions, which most other vegetation cannot tolerate. The study will look at planting more of these salt-loving plants on unused farmland to grow Venus Bay's wetlands. Whether the restoration works will go ahead is still unclear though, with South Gippsland Mayor Nathan Hersey saying we're endorsing the feasibility study to send it back to the state government for their action and consideration.